Imagine you had a friend who could control duendes. Would you be scared? Would you continue to be their friend? Or would you ask them to have the duendes do something for you? What would I have the duendes do for me though? No, I don't want to fuck with that. So this girl has a friend, and one day they're hanging out, and out of nowhere her friend was like, oh, I have some kiddos. And she was like, kiddos? Like, what do you mean? Because she knew her friend did not have children. She didn't understand her very well, but when she's like, what do you mean you have kiddos? This girl brings out a little figurine. She said it looked like a little old man in a hood and just like colored clothing. She thought it was really weird, and that's when her friend was like, they're duendes. She explains that the figurines were just almost like their home where they come back into, and that if she brought these little figurines with her, the duendes could go anywhere with her as well. Her friend then tells her that this is the way that she could travel with the duendes. For example, she goes hiking, she goes into a forest, and by her bringing the figurines, she allows the duendes to also go into this forest, go into a hike with her. Her friend also tells her that anytime she goes out, she has to bring the duendes with her because she says the duendes get mad if she leaves them at home. She listens to her friend and she doesn't really judge her because she's like, well, everybody has their beliefs, you know, everybody does whatever they want, whatever. So time goes on, and you know, she still sees her friend. They always have conversations about the duendes, and her friend continues to tell her, well, the duendes are very like pranksters. Sometimes they take items from your home. So when she hears that, she's like, wait, I recently lost a ring, and this ring is very precious to me. And she tells her friend, well, I don't know if maybe you or maybe your duendes could tell me where this ring is at, because by this point she had been looking for that ring for a minute. And her friend is like, well, would you give me permission to come over to your house so that I can see if maybe, you know, there's something there. When her friend comes over to her house, like steps into the door, the threshold, she tells her, you know what? Back there, you have 4 duendes. And at this point, she's a little bit scared because she's like, what do you mean? And her friend is like, I can see them, I could feel them, I could sense them. So she's like, can I go back there and check? And she lets her go back there. And she hears where her friend is like, kiddos, are you guys back there? And she almost like she was talking to children. When she returns, she was like, yeah, there's 4 duendes back there and they're with your small dog. And she explains that she starts to think about her dog. She's like, oh my gosh, like some nights I hear my dog crying, and in my head I'm just thinking, oh, she wants to go out and play, but I'm not gonna let her out. Her friend tells her that the duendes are the ones that are messing with her little dog. Her friend then asked her, do you want the duendes to stay here with you? And she was like, fuck, I'm scared right now. Like, what do you mean for them to stay here? And she's like, well, I can take them with me if you want. And she's like, yes, take the duendes with you. Take them with you. Like, please, go ahead. And when she said that, she explains that her friend was like, kiddos, can you come over here? She's not prepared to take care of you. So if you come with me, I can love you. I'll take care of you guys. You'll have a good life with me. I don't want you to get mad at her. It's not that she wants to kick you out, but she's not prepared on how to take care of you. Bitch, take them. Now, here's the really fucking weird part, okay? She said that this entire time her husband was also there with her, listening to her friend talking to like nothing, because they're not seeing anything. But the fact that she knew that something had been messing with her dog, you know, they were both a little bit shocked. However, the moment that the lady's like, okay, come on, get into my purse, to the duendes, because she's about to take them home, she says that her and her husband hear 4 sounds really close to that purse. Like almost if you have grabbed a little rock and just put it into a purse, they heard that sound 4 times. Her husband's looking at her like, did you just hear that? Like, they're both looking at each other like, what the fuck? Like, we just heard, she said, duendes, get into the bag. They heard 4 little sounds into that bag. Obviously scared, obviously what the fuck, right? However, she's like, whoa, wait, what about my ring? She's like, this is why you guys are here. Where's my ring? And their friend's like, oh my gosh, yes, I completely forgot. Okay, she opens her bag. She's talking into the bag because again, the duendes are in there, and she tells them, okay guys, you have 5 minutes. You need to return the ring to her. You only have 5 minutes, so you better go and get that ring. Apparently duendes are out there getting the ring, right? 5 minutes pass. The friend is like, okay guys, you have to come back again. They hear those 4 sounds into that purse. She says that her friend leaves, and her and her husband like, what what the F just happened? Like, they were shocked. They were like, well, I don't see the ring anywhere, so whatever. If this is even real, like, I guess at least she took the duendes with her. The following morning, she says that she's always the first one to wake up, and she was about to go downstairs to make a coffee. When she gets to the last step, she sees that ring that had been missing. This couldn't have happened this easily, because when she did lose that ring, she said the ring, I think, was given to her by her grandmother, so that ring meant a lot. She didn't want to lose that ring and not find it. So when it was lost, her and her mom, they had moved like the refrigerator, they moved sofas. They really wanted to find this ring, and it was never anywhere. So the fact that the following day she sees it in that front step was insane. She immediately grabs her phone, takes a picture of the ring on that step, and sends it to the friend, the one who like took her for duendes, and her friend responded like, I told you they had taken your ring. She starts explaining that for a very long time she always thought that duendes were bad beings, that she was always very terrified on the topic. But after this happened to her, because this is the very first thing that had ever happened to her that had to do with duendes, she also realized that they are also for good, like they can do some good things as well, which is crazy because I feel like we've all heard stories of them taking like keys and like random things, and there's some people who have just very respectfully asked them to bring them back, and then the following day or like in a few days they end up finding whatever had been lost. But what do you guys think? Would you ask your friend if she could control duendes to find something for you, or would you just like not want to mess with this at all?